I'm into food, so one of the things I love to keep on top of are food trends. And I often do research on what's hot for, whatever time of season we are in, or what's going to be hot for 2014, 2015. And the funny thing is, the trends from year to year, the last couple years, haven't changed a ton. Some of the biggest trends are minis, getting your own individual dessert, getting your own baked ramekin of mac and cheese like you would at a restaurant. Very, very much on trend. Rustic, things that are not super fussy and look, like they came out of a magazine, but more rustic food is, very much on trend, which is a good thing because that's pretty much what I do is rustic. So, when you go out to fancy restaurants, you're going to see more rustic dishes. So everything's not perfect, but it's still fantastic. Also, really on trend, pie. Any type of pie, and pot pies are still super on trend. Pot pies on trend. I mean, can you even believe that? I grew up with the Swanson's pot pie growing up. Well, we're not talking about that kind of pot pie. We're talking about taking the pot pie that you grew up with and kind of kicking it up a notch, but making it simple, delicious, and kind of fun. So I thought I'd take both the trends of pot pies. So now if you go to a fancy restaurant, you might see lobster pot pie on the menu, or some really kind of gourmet. I was just at a French restaurant in Green Bay, and they have a French pot pie with puff pastry on the menu with lots of fresh herbs. So that's very, very much on trend at the restaurant. So we'll take that trend of pot pie and the trend of mini and put them together. I'm going to show you how to make mini pot pies that are quick, easy, and delicious. This is a quick weeknight fix. And the coolest part is you actually do them in your muffin tin. So everybody gets their own. The kids are going to love these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get to work on the filling. And the filling starts with 1 can of cream of chicken soup, which we're keeping it easy breezy here. So you could certainly make your own cream of chicken soup with chicken stock and flour and butter and roux and do it that way. But this is a quick weeknight fix, and this is what, this is how I roll at home, and this is how I hear that you guys like these simple, easy recipes. So, but we are going to jazz it up and make it taste fantastic. So 1 can of cream of chicken soup. And I just want to quickly check my pot pies in the oven because they smell really good and I don't want to overcook them. Oh, they're gorgeous. Okay, they should be okay for a little bit longer. All right, so in with our cream of chicken soup, I'm going to do a little bit of salt and pepper. About 1/2 cup of Lamer's milk. We love Lamer's milk, farm fresh, local, award-winning milk. So about 1/2 cup. Just kind of eyeball it. Then one of my secret ingredients for jazzing up, canned soup is to add things like a little bit of dry white wine would be fabulous in place of some of the milk. Maybe a little bit of sour cream would be great in here, and I do that with my casseroles. Fresh herbs really are an easy way to make something, as simple as canned soup taste a little more gourmet. So we're doing some fresh thyme. Dried thyme, if you didn't have fresh thyme, would work great too. If you're using dry thyme, it's a lot stronger, as in the case with many dried herbs as opposed to fresh herbs. Dried herbs are concentrated and they tend to have a lot more flavor. So if you were doing dried thyme, I do about half a teaspoon of dry thyme. Fresh thyme, I'm going to do a couple of teaspoons. And it's just getting the leaves off is a little bit putsy, but I just take the stems and run my fingers down them, and oh, it smells like Mom's been cooking in the kitchen for hours, and it's that little addition of fresh thyme. It's going to make a huge difference. Any type of pot pie you're making, add some fresh herbs like thyme. Really yummy. Okay, all right. So I'm going to whisk that together, my soup, along with my milk, salt and pepper, and some thyme. Now I'm really going to take a shortcut when it comes to, I told you, I'm all about the quick fix. It's busy these days. So, I'm always looking for just quick, simple, easy recipes. So I'm gonna, this is one of my secrets. I keep country style frozen hash brown cube potatoes in my freezer at all times. So if a soup or a stew or a casserole, or in this case pot pie, needs potatoes, I don't have to get potatoes and peel them and dice them. I can keep it easy breezy. This is just 1 cup of the frozen cubed hash browns. You don't even need to let them thaw. So right in there with our soup mixture, and then about 1.5 cups of frozen mixed vegetables. This happens to be a mixture, and again, you don't need to cook these at all. This happens to be a mixture of beans, carrots, corn, and peas. So it's the classic pot pie mixture. And then some chicken. Now, if you're grilling chicken or you're roasting chicken or you're cooking chicken of any sort, make a couple extra pieces and then think about turning them into another meal later in the week. That is the way I roll. On Sunday, it's my big cooking day, so I kind of look in the paper and I see what's on sale, and or what my family's craving. And if I'm thinking yeah, let's do a week of chicken recipes, I'll roast up a whole bunch of chicken breasts at one time and then turn them into several different recipes over the week, so I don't have to deal with roasting chicken during the week on those crazy busy weeknights. You can also just pick up a rotisserie chicken. Those are also a lifesaver. Or they actually have in a lot of delis these pre-cooked, pre-grilled chicken breasts. So, and my family tends to like the chicken breast, the white meat. So I'm just going to dice this up. Told you we were going to keep it really easy breezy. And you can just kind of put in however much chicken you have. Couple do it. Okay, so now let's start putting these together, and that's really the fun part of this recipe. So I told you that we were going to use muffin tins, and that's also very much on trend, is doing different things in muffin tins besides cupcakes. I've done mini meatloaves in here, mini mac and cheeses. I do these little egg, kind of like mini omelets in here, which are fantastic. Pizzas, that's right, Anne. These look so good. I just had to they were really smelling good. I want to make sure I don't overcook them. So in this case, we're using the Gran biscuits. And the key is you're supposed to press with a spoon. In our house, we just kind of give it a whack on the counter. Woo! Because that's more fun than using the back of the spoon. And it worked, so even better. So we're going to take a Gran biscuit and we put it in to the bottom of our cup. So this is going to make 8 mini pot pies in our muffin tins. And these are real easy. The kids could help do this. It's always, kids love kind of playing with dough. There's so many different things that you can do with these biscuits. I make bread bowls out of these for soups and stews. Of course, monkey bread. And they're just always nice to have on hand for different recipes, or just to, if you're having soup or stew, to have them on hand. So I always try and have some canned refrigerated biscuits in the fridge. Okay, so we've kind of made a little hole, hollowed out a hole for our filling. I was talking about Sunday being my big cooking day. Well, actually, you could get this whole mixture done and park it in your fridge on a Sunday, and then, it'll keep in your fridge for at least three days, and then even quicker on a weeknight, you can whip these up. So we're going to take a little of the filling, and I'll use a spoon. Kind of load up the center. And you really can put whatever vegetables you like in here. I happen to like all the ones that are in here, but if your kids really like broccoli, you could throw broccoli in there. You've got some different vegetables in your refrigerator, the bottom refrigerator drawer. You could certainly, use some red pepper in here, some celery. You could saute up some vegetables. You don't have to use the frozen ones. Pot pies are great, very economical, because they're a great way to use up kind of what you had. All right, so then you'll just kind of use your fingers, if you can, to just kind of pull some of the dough around. You don't really have to do that, but just pull it up a little bit. I think we're in good shape here, actually. All right, so that we have a nice crust. Then these go into the oven, and they take about 15 to 20 minutes. They're very quick because they're minis. That's one of the bonus of doing minis, mini meatloafs and other things like that in the muffin tin is smaller things are going to bake up a lot more quickly. So if you're going to do a big old meatloaf, sometimes it's going to take an hour, hour and 15 minutes. You do them in the minis, you're talking 20 minutes. Same with these mini pot pies, and same with cooking a big pot pie. May take a half hour, 40 minutes. These guys done in no time. So, and they are so cute that everyone gets their own. They're very rustic looking. Don't they look fantastic? And I'm just going to let them cool for just a minute or so. But serve these with a salad or maybe some fruit. And the biscuits are going to come right out of here, just using a fork to pop them out. And they're really a fun recipe. And you can say, hey, I'm on trend. Not only am I making pot pies, I'm double on trend because I'm making mini pot pies. So there you go. These are delicious. You need to make them, and we'll put the recipe on the website. Coming up, we're going to see what's trendy as far as your outfit goes, and we're going to show you how to put a little fall style into your home too. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.